City of Windhoek secures 155 million Namibian dollar loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening, I'm Maggie Forciero. In the news tonight, employees rob supervisor of $100,000 in cash. Allen's president calls for unity and support for local authorities. UNESCO commends government for solutions to creative industry challenges. Preventing disease outbreaks requires farmers adhering to regulations. And Business on One comments corner, sport and the weather. The supervisor of Cosmetica at the Black Chain Shopping Centre in Karatura, Windhoek, got the shock of her life shortly after opening for business when her colleagues and a former employee staged a robbery as she was getting ready for someone to pick up cash for depositing. The supervisor, identified as Lavinia David, was held at knife point before the suspects got away with more than $100,000 in cash.
Police arrested 2 suspects who are employees just hours after the robbery. However, another employee and a former co-worker are still at large. News on One visited the premises after the robbery, where David narrated what transpired.
I come to work as usual. I open the shop. So I come in, I went away, I take everything where we keep the money. I put it away because there was someone coming to pick up morning time. So one would just say form employer, one is a current one. So they came as usual. I think they come work because the other one is just wearing the former. We are wearing the cosmetic. I think he came back to the company again. So one is he come, so he passed in the other side. He take out the knife in the pocket, and the other one is standing in the side of door. So the other one, the former. The current one, he was searching, just sitting down. I'm asking, why are you sitting here? No, I'm looking for my things. Which things? I'm looking for my things. So I escaped. He said sitting. So he saw where the money was. So he took the money, he threw the money to the other guy. So they ran away. So they took the key also. They were trying to lock us inside. So I pulled the door. So they ran away. I followed outside. So I saw in the car where they are.
The 2 suspects have been arrested for robbery and are in police custody. According to Comas police spokesperson Sila Shipandeni, police have leads on the other 2 suspects who are still on the run, and that the investigation continues.
We happened to arrest 2 individuals. One of them is a driver of that particular getaway vehicle, and the other one, of course, is one of the suspects in this particular regard. On top of those people that were arrested, we also discovered or sort of recovered an amount of money in the range of 18,000 Namibian dollars, which we believe or suspect that it was one of the money which was stolen in this particular shop. Now, the whole amount which was robbed off, it's in the range of 113,000. Now, as we speak, there are 2 suspects, main suspects in this particular case, that are on the run. We know them. We are aware of who they are, and there are leads that are coming in or possible where they could be. So we are actually busy with our investigation to make sure that we arrest these particular individuals. What we want is the public to assist us to make sure that we arrest those that are on the run. And it's better they hand themselves over because we know who they are and they will not run for long. We are going to catch them, definitely.
Shipandeni has urged business owners to run background checks on people when recruiting. He also pleaded with business owners to take precautionary measures to prevent such robberies.
This Heroes Day, road safety starts with me. I honor our heroes by adhering to the speed limit. Do the right thing and save lives.
This message was brought to you by the National Road Safety Council.
You
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings only at Clicks until the 27th of December. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper 18 rolls, 2 for $104.99 per pack and 1 for $114.99. Save 20% on Pampers Premium Care Pants or Disposable Nappies Value Pack. And buy Clicks Extreme Power Laundry Gel 1.5 litres, 2 for $108. Clicks. Feel good. Pay less.
The president of the Association of Local Authorities in Namibia, Samuel Wamseb, said disunity, lack of funding and unprocedural suspension of officials is compromising the quality and standard of management in local authorities. Thus, Wamseb called for unity and support for local authorities.
Amseb said local authority councillors should put aside their political differences and use their energy to serve the masses who elected them into their offices. Amseb, who was speaking at the Association for Local Authorities in Namibia Board of Directors meeting at Walvis Bay on Monday, addressed the need for the central government and local authority councillors to change their strategies for the sake of good service delivery and socio-economic growth.
The two associations will distinguish themselves through a culture of engagement that fosters intellectual curiosity, service to our residents, and regional perspective. This renewed cooperation with SALCA focuses on strengthening the bilateral relationship between local authorities of Namibia and South Africa. Under the agreement signed today, the two associations will cooperate and develop operational plan in several key areas. We need to work together in order to build capacities and share knowledge across our region.
The mayor of Walvis Bay, Trevino Forbes, expressed concern about challenges faced by local authorities, including high outstanding debt owed by residents.
There was something that laid heavy on my heart, and that is the water. Water is something that Walvis Bay, we pay $10 million to NEM Water monthly. And wouldn't it be very good if we can have some sort of a, subsidy? Subsidy. If government can subsidize for each resident of this country at least 6,000 liters of water. 6,000 is not a lot. And then after that usage of that 6,000 liters of water, for example, the rest they pay for. But then at least should cover the basic human right. The basic human necessity has been covered by government.
In addition, Forbes further called on businesses to settle their debt, which will enable local authorities to deliver desired services.
The National Programme Officer for Culture at the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Culture Organization, Halve Ilago, has commended government and civil society for finding solutions to emerging challenges within cultural and creative industries. Ilago stated that COVID-19 negatively impacted the two sectors, which were the first to shut their doors and the last to open, although they kept the masses sane through music and entertainment during the pandemic.
Elago stated that the pandemic provided the industry with the opportunity to explore digital migration and rethink the way artists do business. Elago made these remarks during the launch of the UNESCO Global Report, Reshaping Policies for Creativity Global Report, addressing culture as a global public good.
The impact of COVID-19 has deeply impacted the entire cultural and creative ecosystem. The cultural and creative industry was among the first to shut their doors in response to COVID-19. And again, it was the last to open its door, for business. Even though it is one of the sectors that kept us sane during the COVID-19, we listen to music. We are watching, we are binging on series, watching movies. This is the sector that kept us sane during that time. Nevertheless, as mentioned by Mr. Mashilongo Shikwe, the pandemic provided us with an opportunity to to explore digital innovation that have emerged in response to this unprecedented crisis and to rethink the way we do businesses. The pandemic has also revealed the important role culture and creative industry as a major resources for resilience, connection, and the recovery.
In addition, Program Manager of the Delegation of the European Union to Namibia, Suzanne Marie Lewis, stated that the Intellectual Property and Local Content Project has made progress in the area of local content production and copyright protection in Namibia.
I think if we reflect on the progress and the outcome of this program and reading some of the progress reports, we can also say that due to COVID, of course, this really impacted the project. I think it delayed it, and there were some obstacles in that, as in many areas. But still, I think there were a lot of progress and positive results that we yielded in a number of areas, and even sparking this debate and discussions, as you were saying, all these meetings. But it is important. I think suddenly you realize we need to start talking about this. We need to start talking about levies and royalties and mechanisms to collect and distribute income to our artists and creative industries. So even that in itself is already a progress.
The 2022 Global Report has 4 goals, namely to support sustainable systems of governance for culture, achieve a balanced flow of cultural goods and services, and increase the mobility of artists and cultural professionals, integrate culture into a sustainable development frameworks, and to promote human rights and fundamental freedoms.
Welcome to the Living Room Stadium. It's the FIFA World Cup. The match is about to start. Food and drink ready. There's no space left for anyone. Come on, get your lucky chair. Take your usual spot. Even the puppy has one. It's preparation time. You can feel the tension in the air. And do you have everything you need to believe?
Chief Veterinary Officer at the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Albertina Shilongo, said although her department has done well this year in controlling disease outbreaks among livestock, the problem will recur as long as farmers do not play their part by following regulations meant to protect livestock.
Shilongo explained that among the challenges her department experienced this year was to ban animal movement due to foot and mouth, as well as lung disease outbreaks in the northern region of the country.
I would like to touch on some of the challenges that the Directorate of Veterinary Service faced during this year, although the financial year have not yet ended, as it's ending end of March 2023, we had an outbreak of contagious bovine pneumonia in the northern communal areas of Namibia, which started in Kavango West, and then Hangwena, Oshikoto, part of Msati, and then in Kunene, a few cases in Kunene region. This outbreak was caused by animals that were introduced, Namibian animals that were returning from grazing in Angola. And this is a challenge that we are facing for a long time now because of those cross-border movement between Angola and Namibia. And if the problem of cross-border movement between Angola and Namibia is not addressed, it's going to hamper the progress with the eradicating or achieving freedom from diseases such as lung sickness, or contagious bovine pneumonia, and foot and mouth disease.
Shilongo stated that despite all the efforts made by farmers to have their animals vaccinated and the ministry creating awareness, certain individuals who disregarded the importance of adhering to the transboundary movement rules continue to endanger the safety of the farming community at large.
And it's only when we have achieved freedom of those two diseases in the NCA that we will be able to remove the restriction of the current veterinary cordon fence. Yeah. However, I also want to say that we have done well because we were able to control the outbreak, and it's now resolved. And all the movement restrictions that were in place, we imposed because of the outbreak, are now removed, and farmers can now move the animals either for marketing, especially the weddings that are going to happen now in December. At least we are happy that the farmer will be able to move the animal for weddings and other ceremonies. We are also going to conduct the second round of vaccination in Zambezi against foot and mouth disease towards the end of January, beginning of February. We have already procured the vaccine, and our teams are ready. After the festive season, they'll be able to start with the vaccination campaign so that we prevent further outbreak in the Zambezi region.
Shilongo said that the last foot and mouth case was reported on 29 November in the Kabe constituency in Zambezi region. As a result, the area is currently under a 30-day quarantine for observation.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
Welcome to Business on One. Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises Ipumbushimi signed a funding agreement with the German Development Bank KfW at a tune of $2 billion to fund the construction and rehabilitation of key water and road infrastructure in the country.
The construction and rehabilitation projects are co-financed by German Development Corporation through the KfW Development Bank. The loan tenure is 15 years and comes with a grace period of 5 years.
Actually, we are signing now, and with the support to the Namibian government, agreements that sum up to nearly 2 billion Namibian dollars, so quite a significant amount. And I'm very happy that the German government provided these funds through the German Development Bank KfW. So just having a look at the road rehabilitation, I think there is a long-standing cooperation in this sector, and more than 1,800 kilometers of roads in Namibia, what a number, have been rehabilitated or upgraded in this partnership between Germany and Namibia. So this is really a long-standing and very efficient also cooperation in that regard. And last but not least, I mean, now everybody's waiting for the rainy season to come, looking at the sky and waiting for the first raindrops. So I know water is a big issue, is a big concern in Namibia, and we are happy that with the third loan agreement we can also address the water scarcity in the northern part of Namibia.
Shimi stated that such support is crucial to the development of the country and thanked the German government for assisting in unlocking economic activities.
I'm happy that we're getting support in the rice sector. The rice sector is a sector of infrastructure, water and roads. I think Thomas here has spoken about our aspirations to be a logistic hub for the region. And this is just another step in us realizing those aspirations. If we have quality road infrastructure, it means we can move things faster within the country but also within the region. So we are very grateful for the support. Equally, you can't have development without water. So investing in infrastructure is a development imperative. The fact that we are also getting support to upgrade our water infrastructure. Ms. Luke here talked about the fact we have a water treatment plant that has been in existence for many, many years, I think since the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. And it's probably unique in Africa. There are not many places with a facility like that. I think it's high time that we upgrade that facility so that we can accommodate more volumes of water, because as you know, the capital city is becoming bigger and bigger, and therefore we need to support the capital city with water infrastructure so that we can unlock development.
Shimi added that the ministry will continue to invest in infrastructures that will generate more economic activities.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Welcome to Amazing Kids Private School and Academy, a thriving and innovative Namibian private Christian school committed to the holistic development of its learners from pre-primary to lower and upper primary and high school. Amazing Kids Private School and Academy is a renowned school of linguistics and sciences and one of 9,000 schools worldwide offering the Cambridge International Examinations curriculum. Our learners benefit from practical interactive learning, modern 21st century teaching, high-quality sports infrastructure, a variety of sport codes, and free aftercare and remedial classes. Enrollment for 2023 is now in progress. So apply online at www.amazingkids.edu.na. Contact us directly on 061 304 974 or find us on Facebook. Amazing Kids Private School and Academy. Academic excellence from a spiritual perspective.
Time now for Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. The coordinator at the Basic Income Grant Coalition of Namibia, Renani Musutua, has stated that the government can use money returned to Treasury and cut on certain expenses, such as state funerals for politicians who have funeral covers to fund the BIG project. The BIG Coalition is advocating for the government to provide Namibians between the ages of 0 to 59 years with a monthly grant of $500 Namibia. K-Fresh wonders why politicians are merciless. Renani says it's time people realize that politicians are not there for them. Venda commends Renani for raising the issue. Kunkus agrees with Renani, adding that they should also raise the issue of unemployment. Adis states that politicians are only looking out for themselves. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to engage on our stories on our social media pages for broadcast on News on One.
Lontavera Disongoshira verera
Time now for Sports on One. Athletics Namibia has received a cash injection of over 400,000 Namibia dollars from Debmarine Namibia. The sponsorship agreement was made official at the Namibia Sport Commission during a media briefing in Windhoek over the weekend.
In addition to receive funding, Athletics Namibia received a new electronic timing clock and a photo finishing system that will be used to keep time in line with international standards. Patron of Athletics Namibia, Epson Wanguda, said he was optimistic about the new sponsorship and equipment, which will be used for the right reasons.
It will help us to gain, for us to be able to hold events that would be of international standard. This investment, in our view, is a very substantive investment, Mr. Martins. Not only for Athletics Namibia, but also for Namibian athletics. It's an investment, in our view, that is quite key and is being put to very good use. I see athletics and sport in general as an emerging economic industry. So when you are putting your sponsorship or your funding into this, you may just simply think that it's a small investment in athletics. Athletics is not just an isolated event. Sport is not just an isolated event. But when all of us as citizens of this nation, and especially the corporate citizens like Debmarine, support these kind of initiatives, it will really help us as a country to build a future economic industry.
Wanguda added that the equipment will equally aid in nurturing the development of young athletes. Chief Executive Officer of Debmarine Namibia, Willie Martins, said the sponsorship is in line with government's initiative to shape more professional athletes in the country.
This was also the first year where we included Athletics Namibia. Although it was on probably a limited edition, maybe in the future we can look at adding a little bit more on that. I know time through the weekend that we normally have these games is a bit limited, but I think we can improve on that, including a few of the other events as well, most notably the few events. And in hindsight, it was an excellent decision to do that. Because it takes a shorter time to do 100 meters, but it's a little bit more exciting than watching a 90-minute football match. For those of you who may not know, Debmarine Namibia initiated this youth sports development program in 2019. Initially as a pilot, because we were not so sure whether this is going to work. And we had huge success in the Oshana region when we had these games in Curitiba. So this is just a small, it's over 400,000, so it's just a small token of appreciation from our side as an investment in Athletics Namibia.
Martins concluded that the equipment, which was imported from Belgium, should not only be used for athletics, but other sport codes in need of such equipment as well.